Hi guys, welcome to Pure Yoga. We're going to be doing two different flows today. We will do our flow slowly first on both left and right sides, and then we'll do it with breath to movement. So coming to the front of your mat, bringing our feet hip width apart, turning the palms forward, taking a roll of the shoulders up towards the ears, back down towards the hips. Close the eyes and just take a few moments in standing mountain pose, just to find your equilibrium, your place of balance, your space in your standing position. Thinking about the grounding of the feet, all 10 toes, the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, not rocking out onto outside or inside edges. Just making sure that those toes are in front of those heels. So we've got a good anatomical position, a little softness through the knees, a slight tuck of the tailbone under and a lift of the lower belly. The shoulders back and down, squeeze of the shoulder blades together to create some space across the chest. The chin slightly back and tucked, growing up through the crown of the head and down through the soles of the feet, finding grounding and uplift at the same time. Take an opening of the eyes, and on a breath in, raise the hands to the ceiling, take an interlace of the fingers at the top. Then keeping the weight into your left foot, lean over to the right side with both hands, lateral flexion. On an in-breath, come back to centre. On an out-breath, lean over to the left side, pushing into your right foot. Come back to centre, inhale. On an out-breath, left hand forward, right hand back, twist to the right. In-breath, back to centre. Opposite side, right hand forward, left hand back, twist to the left. And back to centre. Interlace the fingers again, lean over to the right, push into the left foot. Come back to centre. Lean over to the left, push into the right foot. And come back to centre. Bring your left hand forward and your right hand back, twist to the right. And back to centre. Bring your right hand forward, left hand back and twist to the left. And bring it back to centre. One more of those rounds. On an out breath, lean over to the right, push into the left foot. In breath, back to centre. Out breath over to the left, push into the right foot. And back to centre. Out breath, left hand forward, right hand back, twist to the right. And back to centre. Out breath, right hand forward, left hand back, twist to the left. And back to centre. Soften the knees, bring the hands to the chest, fold from the hips and let those hands come all the way to the mat and let the head hang. On an in-breath, come to a half lift, hands to shins and tabletop back. On an out-breath, plant the hands, step back with your right foot, step back with your left foot and lift up the hips, squeeze the heels back, take a paddle through the feet and a nod and shake of the head. Holding down dog with a little paddle, getting those hamstrings used to their stretch. Then whenever you're ready, bring those heels to a still position, encourage them back, push the chest back to the thighs, relax through the shoulders. Take a good long deep breath in through the nose and a long sigh out through the mouth. Your choice to switch into the Ujjayi breath if you wish, slight restriction at the back of the throat, using just the nose to breathe. We're going to take a vinyasa, coming forward to plank on the inhale and lowering the knees and the chest on the exhale. Lift up with the chest on the inhale and release the chest back down, exhale. Toes tuck and the chest comes back, inhale. Lift up the hips and squeeze the heels back on the exhale. Take a moment here in downward facing dog. Again, relax through the head and the neck. Taking another vinyasa, maybe upping it to option 2, coming forward to plank, inhale. Lowering with a straight body, elbows grazing the ribs, exhale. Lift up with the chest on an inhale. Release the chest back down, toes tuck, exhale. Lift the chest back, inhale. And hips up on the exhale and heels back. Take a breath in here and a breath out. And then maybe taking that option 3, coming forward to plank on the inhale and lowering to a hover exhale. Lift up with the chest and untuck the toes, inhale, and then rolling back over the toes, lifting the hips, squeezing the heels back, exhale. Meeting back in down dog. Again, having a nod, shake of the head. Weight stays in your left foot as your right leg lifts. And then bring that knee to the chest and the shoulders over the heel of the hands and just hold that space. Squeezing that hip flexor in towards knee to chest, so we've got a good compression around that hip. Then raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. This time bend the knee and stack up with the hips. Then realign the hips, bring the knee to the chest. Gaze in between the hands as you bring that right foot through. Stabilize the feet first as you raise the arms to find our crescent lunge. We're staying on the toes of the back foot, staying bent into the right knee, reaching up with the fingers, pushing down into the feet. Maybe the gaze goes up to the hands, or maybe it stays forward to the front of the room. One more breath here. And then finding our warrior 2, dropping your left heel back, right hand forward, left hand back. And sink into those hips a little deeper, maybe trying to find an almost parallel leg to your mat on that right side. So holding our warrior 2, just for a couple of breaths. Then we're going to find 5-pointed star. So reaching up with the hands and turning the toes towards the long edge. And then bringing the heels in. And on an out breath, bring yourself to sink into a sumo squat. Hold sumo squat, tuck the tailbone down, lift the lower belly up. Sink into those hips as deep as you can go. Then straighten through the legs, right hand onto right hip, left hand up and over, and lateral flex over to that right side of the room. Then on your next in-breath back to centre, bring the hands together and sink back into your sumo squat. Remembering we're just taking it slowly for this first round. We'll be starting to speed up with the momentum when we take it on our second round. Then straighten through the legs, left hand to left hip, lean over with the right hand to the left side. Then bring it back to centre, hands together at the chest and sink into those hips. Finding sumo squat again. Torso stacks on top of those hips rather than leaning too far forward or too far back. Raise the hands back up and then turn your left toes to the back of the mat and find your warrior 2 facing the back. Arms to shoulder height, palms facing down. Maybe your drishti point is now to that left hand. Relax through the shoulders, lengthen through the arms, sink into that left knee a little deeper if you can. Then turn the left palm, reach forward and up to find a reverse warrior. Right hand down the back of the right leg. Breathing into that left rib cage. Reaching down with the right hands towards that right ankle. Then on your next out breath, windmill the hands down. So we're facing the back of the room. Step your left foot back to plank. Lift the hips and squeeze the heels back. Down dog. Let's take ourselves through a vinyasa here, coming forward to plank inhale. Your variation to lower, drop knees, straight bodies or hover. Lift up with the chest on the inhale. Find your way back to down dog on your exhale. So we're going to travel back again the opposite way, so using the left foot lift this time. Breath in, your left leg lifts. Bring the knee to the chest and shoulders over the heel of the hands and hold that compression of the hip. Push firm into the hands. Push into a protraction of the shoulders. Squeeze the left foot towards the left bum cheek. Then raise the left leg, bend the knees, stack up with the hips. Realign the hips. Bring your left foot through in between the hands. Raise up with the arms, first of all, to find crescent lunge. Staying bent in your left knee, straighten your back leg. Relax shoulders, long arms, reaching up to the ceiling, pushing down into the floor. Then finding our warrior two, dropping your right heel, left hand forward, right hand back. Try and bring that left thigh as parallel to the floor as you can find. Arms long, shoulders relaxed down. Try not to hold any tension through that upper torso. Then finding our 5-pointed star, reaching up with the hands, turning the toes to that long edge of the mat. Then turning the heels in, hands together at the chest, and sink into the hips, bend into the knees, stack those shoulders over those hips. Push down with the tailbone and lift up with the lower belly. Then straighten through the legs, left hand onto left hip, reach up and over with the right hand to the left side of the room. Then bringing yourself back to a centre space and bring it back to a sumo squat. Down a little bit lower if you can and push those knees to track towards the toes. Then straightening back up, right hand to right hip, left hand up and over to the right side. Bring it back to a centre space and sumo squat. Straighten up through the legs, straighten up through the arms, 5-pointed star. And then turning your right toes back to the front of the mat and finding our warrior two. Gazing towards those right fingertips. Sinking into the right knee. Turn the right palm, reach forward. Raise the right hand up, left hand down the back of the left leg. Finding that reverse warrior. Maybe the gaze is up to that right hand. Try not to come out of the bend in that right knee. On your next out breath, windmill the hands down. Step back to plank. Hold plank for a breath. And then lift up with the hips and squeeze the heels back, finding downward facing dog. Have a nod, have a shake of the head. Then let's flow through a vinyasa, coming forward to plank on the inhale and lowering, exhale. Lift up with the chest, inhale, and back to down dog on your exhale. Taking a couple of breaths here. Before we start to take that breath to movement, flowing the right side to the back of the mat and then flowing from the back of the mat on the left side back to the front of the mat. On your next breath in, the right leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders over heel of the hands. Breath in, the leg lifts, bend the knees, stack the hips. Breath out, bring that right foot through. On a breath in, raise the hands. On a breath out, warrior two. On a breath in, 5-pointed star. On a breath out, turn the heels in and sumo squat. Breath in, right hand to right hip, left hand up and over, straighten the legs. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, left hand to left hip, right hand up and over. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, warrior two, left toes face the back of the mat. Breath in, reverse warrior. Breath out, windmill down, step back and lower. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, back to down dog. Breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders over heel of hands. Breath in, left leg lifts, bend knees, stack hips. Breath out, left foot steps through. Breath in, hands lift. Breath out, warrior two. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, heels in, sumo squat. Breath in, left hand, left hip, right hand up and over, straighten the legs. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, right hand, right hip, left hand up and over. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, warrior two, back to the front of the mat. Breath in, reverse warrior. Breath out, windmill down. Step back and lower. Breath in and lift. Breath out, down dog. Hold your down dog for a couple of breaths before we take that exact same flow again. Breath to movement. Trying to get into a bit of a meditative state, knowing the sequence now helps you move a little easier. Take a good long deep breath in and a long sigh out through the mouth. Your next breath in, the right leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders over heel of hands. Breath in, right leg lifts, bend knees, stack hips. Breath out, step right foot through. Breath in, raise the arms. Breath out, warrior two. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, heels in and sumo squat. Breath in, right hand, right hip, left hand up and over, straighten the legs. Breath out and sumo squat. Breath in, left hand, left hip, right hand up and over, straighten the legs. Breath out and sumo squat. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, warrior two to the back of the mat. Breath in, reverse warrior. Breath out, windmill down. Step back and lower. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, back to down dog. Breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest. Breath in, leg lifts, bend knees, stack hips. Breath out, step left foot through. Breath in, raise the arms, crescent lunge. Breath out, warrior two, back heel drops. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, heels in, sumo squat. Breath in, left hand, left hip, right hand up and over. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, right hand, right hip, left hand up and over. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, warrior two, back to the front of the mat. Breath in, right hand lifts, left hand, left leg. Breath out, windmill down, step back and lower. Lift the chest and back, down dog. Take a moment in down dog, have a nod, have a shake of the head. Maybe a paddle through those feet. And then come down onto the knees. Take a moment maybe to find child's pose before we take on our next round of poses, which will include a fair few standing balances. We will take it slow on both your right and left sides first, and then we'll speed up and take it breath to movement. So we'll familiarise you first with the poses and then take that slightly faster flow. When you're ready, meet me back in down dog. I like to come through tabletop first, stepping back to plank second, lifting the hips and squeezing the heels back third. Have a nod, have a shake of the head. Take a good long deep breath in and a long sigh out. Breath in, your right leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders over heel of the hands. Breath in, raise the leg. Breath out, step right foot through. Breath in, find our crescent lunge and hold crescent lunge for a breath. Maybe sink a little lower. Let's take another breath here. Then bringing the arms back, leaning forward with the torso, stepping onto the right leg to find our aeroplane pose. Our first standing balance. We'll be on that right leg for a couple of more poses, a lot longer than we'd normally stand in our standing balance. Then bring your left leg through. Either bring your left knee to a bend and the hands lift, or your left foot forward into our staff pose. Holding staff pose for a couple of breaths. Then bring your left knee over your right and hook the foot. Bring yourself down into our eagle pose. Left elbow under the right and find back of the hands. And then lift those elbows up to shoulder height. Finding eagle, sinking through the hips, lifting through the elbows, gazing just in front of you. And then unravel, lift up with either the left knee or left foot and raise the hands back up. Holding our staff pose, either knee bent or legs straight for a couple of breaths. Remember, we'll be going into standing flow breath to movement after we've done the left side. So bringing the hands to the chest, pivoting the left foot back, this time finding our warrior three. The gaze is down, the arms are long, reaching forward if you wish, or keeping the hands together at the chest, making sure the left toes are pointing down and the hip of the left is level with the right. Then bend into your right knee and step your left foot back and find our crescent lunge back to where we came from. And then bring the hands down either side of the right foot, step your right foot back, lift the hips, squeeze the heels back, and then take yourself through a vinyasa, forward to plank on the inhale and lowering on your exhale. Lift up with the chest, inhale, and back to down dog on your exhale. So let's take that slower again on the left side to familiarise you with the poses. On a breath in, the left leg lifts. On a breath out, bring the knee to the chest and the shoulders over the heel of the hands. Raise that left leg back up. Then bring that left foot through in between the hands. Raise up first to your crescent lunge. Hold that for a couple of breaths, sink into the hips. Reach up with the hands. Then send the arms back, lean forward with the torso, step onto your left foot, lifting your right leg up. Aeroplane pose, standing balance. We're going to be fatiguing this left leg this time, as we're holding them a little longer than when we do the flow. And then start to lift up with the torso. Either bringing your right knee up to a bend hip height or pointing the right heel away and straightening that right leg. From this position, we're going to find eagles. So wrap the right leg, bring a bend into the knees, bring your right elbow under the left and find your bind. Lift the elbows and sink the hips. Keep your focal point forward. Keep steady and grounded through that standing leg. Just holding eagle just for another breath. And then unravel, reach hands up. Either bend the right knee or send the right leg straight. And then bringing your hands to the chest, lean forward, Pivot the right leg back. Keep the hip level with the left. The gaze down. Maybe reach those hands forward. Toes of the right foot pointing down. Long line through that body. And then soften the left knee and step the right foot back. Lift up to crescent lunge. Hold that for a breath. And then bring the hands down. Step your left foot back. Hold plank. Lift hips. Squeeze heels back. Take a moment in down dog. And then take yourself through a vinyasa. Coming forward on the inhale and lowering, exhale. Lift up with the chest, inhale. And back to down dog. On your exhale, meeting in that space. Having a nod, having a shake of the head. So we're going to find breath to movement with those standing balances. Don't worry too much about your inhales and exhales being in exactly the same place as I cue, just so long as you don't hold your breath. Take a good long deep breath in and a sigh out through the mouth. Weight stays in your left foot, your right leg lifts. On an out breath, knee to chest, shoulders over the heel of the hands. In breath, raise the right leg back up. Out breath, step the right foot through. In breath, raise the hands, crescent lunge. Out breath, aeroplane pose, standing onto that right leg. In breath, bring that left knee through or straighten the left leg. Out breath, eagle pose, wrap the leg, wrap the arms. In breath, straighten back up and straighten the leg or keep left knee bent. Out breath, hands to chest, lean forward, warrior three. In breath, drop the left foot, raise the arms. Out breath, plant the hands, step back and lower. In breath, lift the chest. Out breath, back, down dog. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Left side, breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders, heel of hands. Breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, left foot steps through. Breath in, raise the hands. Breath out, step onto the left foot, hands back, aeroplane pose. Breath in, bring your right knee through or right foot through. Out breath, wrap right arm under and eagle pose. Breath in, raise both hands, straighten both right leg. Breath out, hands to chest and warrior three. Breath in, drop the right toes back, raise the arms. Out breath, plant the hands, step back and lower. In breath, lift the chest. Out breath, back, down dog. Take a good long deep breath in and a long sigh out through the mouth. We're going to take those poses again on both right and left side, breath to movement. Weight stays in your left foot, right leg lifts. Bend the knee and bring it in towards the chest. Breath in, right leg lifts. Breath out, right foot steps through. Breath in, raise the arms, crescent lunge. Breath out, aeroplane pose, left leg lifts. Breath in, raise the arms, bring the left foot through. Breath out, eagle pose, left arm wraps under, lower the hips. Breath in, raise the hands, lift the left leg. Breath out, hands to chest, send the left foot back. Breath in, drop the left toes, raise the arms, bend right knee. Breath out, plant the hands and step back and lower. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, down dog. Take a good breath in and a long breath out. Left side, breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest. Breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, step left foot through. Breath in, raise the arms, crescent lunge. Breath out, aeroplane pose onto left leg, right leg lifts. Breath in, raise the arms, bring your right foot or knee through. Breath out, eagle pose, right arm under the left. Breath in, straighten up, come out of eagle, take flight. Breath out, bring the hands to the chest and warrior three. Breath in, step the right toes back, raise the arms. Breath out, plant the hands, step back and lower. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, back to down dog. Have a nod, have a shake of the head. Take a good long breath in. Long breath out, squeeze those heels back. So we're going to do breath to movement again, going through both sequences. So we'll do the first sequence and then do the second. Weight stays in your left foot, your right leg lifts. Bend the knee and bring that into the chest, out breath. Raise the leg up, bend the knees, stack the hips, realign the hips, and on an out breath, step the right foot through. On an in breath, raise the arms, crescent lunge. On an out breath, warrior two. In breath, 5-pointed star. Out breath, sumo squat, heels in. In breath, right hand, right hip, left hand up and over. Out breath, sumo squat. In breath, left hand, left hip, right hand up and over. Out breath, sumo squat. In breath, 5-pointed star. Out breath, warrior two to the back of the mat. In breath, left hand lifts, right hand down back of right leg. Out breath, windmill down, step back and lower. In breath, lift the chest. Out breath, back, down dog. In breath, left leg lifts. Out breath, knee to chest. In breath, left leg lifts, bend knees, stack hips. Out breath, step left foot through. In breath, raise the arms. Out breath, warrior two. In breath, 5-pointed star, heels in. Out breath, sumo squat. In breath, left hand, left hip, right hand up and over, straighten the legs. Out breath, sumo squat. In breath, right hand, hip, left hand up and over. Out breath, sumo squat. In breath, 5-pointed star. Out breath, warrior two. In breath, right hand lifts, left hand down back and left leg. Out breath, windmill down, step back and lower. In breath, lift the chest. Out breath, back, down dog. Take a good long deep breath in. Hand alongside out through the mouth. Getting ready to take on that second flow, standing balances. Breath in, your right leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders over heel of the hands. Breath in, right leg lifts. Breath out, step right foot through. Breath in, raise the arms, crescent lunge. Breath out, step onto the right foot, aeroplane pose, left leg lifts. Breath in, bring your left foot through, staff pose, left knee bent or straight. Out breath, left arm under, find eagle pose. Breath in, staff pose. Breath out, warrior three. Breath in, drop the left toes, raise the arms. Breath out, plant hands, step back and lower. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, down dog. Take a good long deep breath in. Long side out through the mouth. Last left side. Breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders, heel of hands. Breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, left foot steps through. Raise the arms, crescent lunge in breath. Send the arms back, step onto left foot, out breath. Reach up on the in-breath and bring the right foot through. Eagle pose, right arm under. Breath in, raise back to staff pose. Breath out, back to warrior three. Breath in, drop the toes, raise the arms. Breath out, plant the hands, step back and lower. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, down dog. Take a good long breath in and a long breath out. Let's take ourselves through those two flows again, both left and right sides, really keeping that body nice and warm. Weight stays in your left foot. Breath in, right leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders, heel of hands. Breath in, right leg lifts. Bend the knees, stack hips. Breath out, step right foot through. Breath in, crescent lunge. Breath out, warrior two. Breath in, 5-pointed star, heels in. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, right hand, right hip, straighten legs, left hand up and over. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, left hand, left hip, right hand up and over. Breath out and sumo squat. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, warrior two. Reverse your warrior in breath. Windmill down on your out breath, step back and lower. Lift up on the in breath. Back to down dog on your out breath. Breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest. Breath in, left leg lifts, bend knees, stack hips. Breath out, step left foot through. Raise arms, crescent lunge. Drop right heel, warrior two. 5-pointed star, heels in. Breath out, sumo squat. Breath in, right hand, right hip, left hand up and over. Breath out and sumo squat. Breath in, left hand, left hip, right hand up and over. Breath out and sumo squat. Breath in, 5-pointed star. Breath out, warrior two. Breath in, right hand lifts, left hand down the back of the left leg. Breath out, windmill down, step back and lower. Breath in, lifts the chest. Breath out, down dog. Take a long breath in and a long breath out. Last flow of the standing balances. Breath in, right leg lifts. Breath out, right knee to chest. Breath in, right leg lifts. Breath out, step right foot through. Breath in, crescent lunge. Breath out, aeroplane, left leg lifts. Breath in, staff pose, left foot forward, hands lift. Breath out, eagle pose, left arm wraps. Breath in, both hands lift, left leg straightens. Breath out, hands to chest, warrior three. Breath in, drop the left toes, raise the arms. Breath out, plant hands, step back and lower. Lift up with the chest. Back, down dog. Left side, breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, knee to chest, shoulders, heel of the hands. Breath in, left leg lifts. Breath out, step through. Raise the arms, crescent lunge. Step onto the left foot, arms back, aeroplane pose. Reach up with the hands, bring your right foot through staff pose. Eagle pose, wrap the leg, wrap right arm under left. Raise hands, straighten the right leg. Bring the hands to the chest and lean forward, warrior three. Soften the left knee, drop right toes back, raise arms in breath. Plant hands on the out breath. Step back and lower. Breath in, up dog. Breath out, back to down dog. Have a nod, shake of the head. Take a moment to neutralise those shoulders, those hips. Then making your way onto your knees, Swinging the legs around to the front of the mat, bum into the centre. And just take a few moments in seated. Bringing the shoulders down and away from the ears, the hands down by the sides of the body, legs are straight, torso straight, focal point is in front of you, and just take some moments to keep strong through the back body, activated through the legs, grounded through both sit bones, tall through the crown of the head, pushing the heels forward. One more breath here. Then on an in-breath, raise the hands up. On an out-breath, fold from the hips, bring the hands forward to meet the shins, ankles or feet. Lift up with the chest, push the rib cage forward, and then fold over the thighs and just bring yourself as close as you can. Maybe you can interlace the fingers around the feet if you've got that range of movement. Just try not to pull through the shoulders if you can. Just trying to breathe into a slightly deeper space. On your next breath in, raise the hands back up. Then bring the hands behind, fingertips pointing in. Push into the heels, raise the hips, find reverse plank, toes forward. Squeeze the bum to lift the hips as high as you can. Gaze can be up to the ceiling, forward to the front of the mat, or drop the head to gaze to the back. Squeeze up a little higher if you can. And then lower the bum back to the mat. Bring the arms to shoulder height, have a shake of those arms. And then slowly lower, one vertebra at a time, all the way down towards the mat. And when the head reaches, cactus the arms, bend into the knees, windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. Just neutralising that spine from its forward folds and it back bends. Just a couple more both directions, maybe turning the head as you go. And then bringing it back to centre, keeping the heels together, dropping the knees out, and then just rock that body from side to side. Little self-massage in that lower back. If you want to get it more into that arch space, tether the ribs and hips and push that lower back into the floor to massage around the muscles of the spine. So your choice to stay here in butterfly legs if you wish, or bring the knees together and heel toe the feet out to the edges with a bit of internal rotation instead of external. Or if you want to bring the legs long to the ends of the mat, mat width apart, dropping the feet out. Hands can stay cactus arms, T-shape, or bring the hands down by the sides of the body, turning the palms up, fingers gently curled. Quite often at this time I'm asked which would be my favoured relaxation position. It would be laying straight in exactly the same place as I am now. Full Shavasana, taking time to consolidate all that we've just practiced in the last 40 minutes of flow. Close the eyes, relax the jaw, let the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth and the lips gently part. Make sure you're not holding tension around the shoulders, around the neck. Make sure there's nothing held in that pelvis, the upper limbs or the lower limbs. Toes are slightly curled, fingers are slightly curled. Everything being supported by the floor. Just being aware of all your senses, the sense of touch, smell, sight, hearing, and taste. you wish to stay here for a little longer, pause the video now. If you wish to come out with me, start to wriggle those fingers, those toes, rotate those wrists, rotate those ankles. If you want to find a full body stretch, stretch the hands up and over the head, stretch through the fingers, the toes, arch into that lower back. And then bringing those hands up and over, bringing the knees in towards the chest, maybe having a little rock of that body from side to side. And then choice to roll over onto your side or take a hold of behind the knees and rock up and down a few times to seated. Back down, maybe once more and back down. And then the next time you come to a seat, find your seat, keep your eyes closed. If you're on your side, make your way to a seat now. When you've found your seat, grow tall through the spine, relax through the shoulders, slight bow into the head. On your next breath in, reach the hands up and over the head, bring the palms together at the top, then bring the hands to the chest, a soft gaze to the floor. Breathe in wisdom and peace, breathe out love and joy. From my heart to yours, Namaste.